What is an addiction that the world is just okay with? Social media. Sugar. I think a lot more people are addicted to alcohol than we care to admit. Ambien. I work as a pharmacist and it blows my mind that so many prescribers write for it too often. It's got to be one of the most incorrectly prescribed medications out there. To stop taking it is a rough process, weeks of little to no sleep until your body figures out how to sleep again. 24-hour news cycles. It's bad because it gives the veneer of being informed without actually being informed. You know the broad strokes and the players and who said did what, but it's all presented in an entertaining way so you keep on watching and you're not actually informed. There are studies done that people that consume their news that way, passively mind you, are less informed on the whole. A lot of buzzwords or phrases that mean something to the audience, but don't actually represent the story. It's caused a lot of problems. Politics isn't sports or meaningless. Being informed, and thinking about nuance, or being able to listen to the other side rather than some caricature of it is important in a democracy. And yet we're raising people to hate the other side, to become further polarized, to treat politics as a game, and all the while making sure our voters are less informed on the whole. It's dangerous. Phone addictions when it's parents instead of kids. Shopping. Dealt with this a few years back, probably because I started getting some fine lines and I thought expensive makeup and new clothes would make me feel better. Yeah, it didn't, just added some stress to my life and relationship because of money stuff. Don't fall for this easy trap, ladies and gents. I know the pressure is big, but it's really okay and quite normal to age. My mom died of pancreatic cancer right before her 53rd birthday. 2 years later, I got breast cancer at 37. Losing my mom at such a young age and then having my own life threatened in a similar way was a paradigm shift. My most recent birthday was a different experience because instead of the, "damn, I'm getting older. My skin isn't so supple, I have laugh lines, my body is worn down, etc." I saw the passing of time as a gift because I'm surviving. I get to age. Not everyone does. I'm getting to see my kids grow up and they get to see me age. My 12-year-old grew taller than me this summer. Granted, I'm short, and I'm just so lucky I get to be here for it. More gray hairs mean more time with my kids, more laugh lines mean more joy with them. I know that very old age won't be kind to me. I also have lupus, but for now I take the signs of aging almost like markers in a marathon or like milestones. I've made it to 38, I'm hoping to make it to 39. Caffeine. We've normalized caffeine addiction to stay awake and look down on adults who say they had a nap. Seems backwards. Caffeine or a nap? To that I say, both please. Coffee. Yeah. People are just casually like, I can't function without a cup, and then deny they're addicted. Joke's on you, I can't function even with a cup. Consumerism. It's good to keep on buying for the economy, so they actually promote it. This is a pet peeve of mine. Instead of fixing things, people just purchase new because it's old. I always respond, so? On the flip side of that coin, items are so cheaply manufactured these days, a lot of items are no longer built to be repaired because they are outfitted with plastic parts. Forced obsolescence. They design products to last a short time, to force you to keep buying new stuff. They fight to prevent you from being able to repair it, because if you repair it, you don't buy a new one. I was just given an old Toshiba laptop. On the bottom, there are individual compartments for the RAM, hard drive, an extra hard drive slot, and the battery pops out. So, I bought a battery and upgraded the RAM because it was so easy. In my Asus laptop, everything is glued and complicated. You would think that if you unscrew the bottom of the laptop, it would just remove the case. But no, it completely separates the bottom half of the laptop, and there are two cables that attach the two halves. If the battery starts dying on my Asus laptop, it might actually just be easier to buy another laptop. For laptops specifically, look at business enterprise models if you want it to be easily repairable. Unlike the consumer-focused ones that are meant to be thrown out every few years, business units are often still designed to be repairable because they know businesses like to save money and not needlessly replace them. And they have it people that know how easy it should be and will get pissed if it's not, and that will hurt future contracts. Individual consumers are easier to fleece. The need for social validation. I've seen it happen to so many people where their lives turn an obsession of acting or looking perfect only to crave the attention of total stranger on social media. Like, no, you don't need to post every 2 seconds to feel that you're worth love. Work. I know some people that straight up can't imagine their life where they don't put aside everything for their job as their culture has told them they are only worth something while they are earning money. It can get unhealthy very fast. No kidding. Skipping out on physical and mental well-being. Ignoring relationships, eating like shit, and not sleeping enough just to make an extra buck. Not worth it. You guys are making extra bucks? No, an extra buck. Sips energy drink, video games, hits vape. Sugar, caffeine. Borrowing money and convincing oneself they'll be fine later. Celebrities. I've never understood being obsessed with someone who is no different than you. They're no different yet living such different lives. It's the vicariousness of it. My fiancée is an actress, extra mostly, occasional minor roles, and she's worked with a lot of models and up-and-coming types. One of those worked as a brand ambassador for Dior or something. Had all the glamour of the wealthy lifestyle, going to Monaco, film festivals, fancy restaurants, fancy clothes, the lot. But apparently she was never able to switch off. Everything she did had to be tagged and filtered and posted, so she never actually got to enjoy any of the wonderful things she was doing. It sounded exhausting. Shitty media consumption. Overeating. Alcohol, caffeine, mass consumption of media. Anything that involves giving money to someone else on a constant and continuous cycle. Alcohol. Honestly, it's so ingrained in British culture, and the world are large, but it's almost reached a protected status. You're treated like a weirdo if you just don't want to drink. American here who did volunteer work in England years ago. First weekend there, all my new flatmates said it was time to go hit the pubs. I said, thanks for the invite, but I'll pass. It got quiet real fast. It wasn't an invitation. It was an expectation. Internet. There are a lot of people, me included, who are so used to being able to be online 247 where even a day without internet is going to be a rough time. Outage. Being mad about really stupid things. Just for the sake of being mad. Edit. As many have pointed out, I misspelled outrage lol. Hopefully this edit calms some of the outrage I've caused with my egregious typo. There have been a few studies that have shown how outrage basically has the hallmarks of addiction, and it certainly is not healthy for the person or for a society that is being built to feed people more outrage because it sells. My brother-in-law just killed himself while on Ambien. You see the side effect of suicidal thoughts and assume that's only for people who are depressed or already have suicidal tendencies. My brother-in-law was the least suicidal person I've known. His whole world was taking care of my sister and his kids. And he just woke up one morning, after not really sleeping much even though he took Ambien, got his gun, drove to a park and shot himself. My sister and her kids have no income and are now trying to scrape by without losing the house. Therese, no way in hell he intended to do it. Had been on Ambien for 7 years and was starting to worry about memory loss and missing time, so he was trying to wean himself off. I tell everyone I know, if you or someone you love is taking Ambien, find a safe way to stop. I am very sorry for your loss. What you say is absolutely true. I'm weaning myself off Ambien also because I started to worry about memory loss and brain fog. I started in August and I only managed to reduce by 14. I have suicidal ideation, and the worsening of my depression and the thoughts I had as a side effect scared me to the point of agony. It's horrible to think how it affects someone so full of life as well. My deepest condolences to your family. Workaholic. Alcohol. We talk a lot of game about how bad alcoholism is, but drinking is such a social expectation that you almost get judged just as much for not wanting to touch the shite. Then we see a bunch of wine mom memes going across Facebook and just kinda don't question it. Oh, and caffeine. Fast food, social media, pop and other sugary drinks. Alcohol, more specifically wine moms. Porn. Alcohol. It's about the most dangerous drug there is, and it's accepted and available everywhere.